In this video, we're going to set up this computer to be our Oracle database server in our distributed processing network. And this computer is also going to hold the cases folder that FTK uses to store all of its case information. So we have to create a shared cases folder on here that the rest of the PCs in the network can dump all of the case information into. So we have to create a folder and then we have to share it. So let's go over here to my computer and open that up, and I've got an entire drive called cases that we're going to use to put our cases folder in. So we'll open up that drive. Then what I want to do is I want to create a new folder. So we'll right click anywhere in there, new folder, and let's call it distributed cases. Okay. And then what we have to do is we have to share it next. So we can right click on it, share with, we're going to do advanced sharing again. We're going to click the little check mark box up here that says share this folder. We'll take the name distributed cases, that's good. And then I have to apply permissions to it. And earlier we created an FTK mirrored user account on all the PCs, and it already exists on this one. So I want to add that FTK user account to this list. So I'm going to go to add, advanced. I'm just going to click find now and it'll show me all of them. Then I can scroll down. There's our FTK mirrored user account. Okay. Okay. And we click him down here and we want to give him full control. So we can apply that. Okay. Apply that. And okay. And then we're going to go over here to the security tab. And we're going to make sure that our FTK user has all those permissions as well. So we're going to click Edit. We're going to add FTK to that list. Advanced button once again. We'll find him in the list. And there's FTK right there. Okay. Okay, your way out of that. Then we'll select him again. And then we'll give him full control as well in this list. So now he should have all the security permissions that he needs for all the PCs in the network to access that distributed cases folder that we just made. So we'll close our way out of that. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and install the Oracle database. And we're going to install that on the C drive. We're going to leave that cases folder on that separate drive. So here's a big ISO that is the Access Database install, and you can see it's 3.63 gigs. It's pretty big. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to mount it with virtual clone drive that we already have installed, and when I do that it's going to pop up the box, the dialog box that's the database installer. So we're going to go through all three of these steps, and the first one is install the database. Next, of course, we're going to accept the license. We're going to take the default location. We're going to do a typical installation and begin, and it'll install. Okay, now that that's finished, it's going to pop up the little box telling us in order to back up properly that we have to have certain services running in certain places, but we won't worry about that right now. The next thing we want to do is we want to optimize the database. Now, it's actually kind of important that we do this because what it does is it'll actually go in and it'll look at the memory configuration inside the computer that you're using, and it'll optimize it for that configuration. So it's pretty useful, so we generally do that every time. It doesn't take very long. This one's a lot quicker than the initial install. Okay, not too long. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to install the patches. Now this one will take a long time. So we'll go ahead and click that. We'll tell it to patch the database. I'm going to go through some more next screens here, and then we'll let it go ahead and patch up the database. We don't have any cases because we're just installing it from the beginning. Accept the license agreement. Next, and install. And it'll run for around 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, when it's all finished, you'll get the finish screen up there. So we'll click finish. We can go back to the main menu, or we could just close the X up here. And then you're all finished. So we've got Oracle Database Server installed on here, and we also created a cases folder, and we shared it with the rest of our network and gave full permissions to our mirrored user account, which is called FTK.